Bad news or what?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, no.
that was the cue. Take a look, as it were, at the beautiful one next to me, because it's time to shift. No more pleasantries. It's time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. That's right. That's right. Shake your eyes off of that eye candy. You fiend, you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
time to get busy with the
right.
political.
There you go. And PMC, you're right. He says, you guys are being tame. So that's all the correct.
Suzette, see, because of her.
Yes, it's because of you.
You know, she's got me feeling
Well,
guilty.
we can't help it.
You know,
we can't help
'cause,
it. You know how they say, when the king's in the room, everybody looks at the crown. But when the queen walks in the room, everybody bow down.
Oh, that's what they say? I ain't heard that one. Say that again. The queen. They always try to make you bow. You know, why has everybody got to get you bowed?
See, he's having a bad
Why
week.
is that? You know,
He's having
they
a
always
bad
want
week.
me on my damn knees somehow.
Still won't tell me what you dressed up for Halloween.
I know.
It's a secret.
I know.
Sometimes I had some bad experiences.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right, come on, you guys. We got to talk about political commentary today.
Oh, that was good.
Because there's a bunch of stuff going on. We got it, and we once again, now in that wonderful video by Mac McAllister, who continues to amaze us here at PackStereo.tv. We got to get the Mac McAllister moment.
Oh, yeah, that was, you know what? I applaud you. Mac, to me, that was your all-time best. All-time. I'm sorry. Because I wasn't sure if the song got me or him just royally getting his ass whooped got me. I don't know.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff out there, you guys. I was just taking a look at some of the things to show you. But the first thing we got to talk about is Herman Cain.
Yeah, I knew that was
You know,
coming.
and first of all, why? Vic was, first of all, people need to really get a real feel for who this man is. And I think that's part of it. People don't realize who he really is. Part of this whole campaign probably jumped off out of a speaking
Yes.
campaign of him going around giving talks.
Yep.
But we think it underscores sort of the way the political minds are going out there. The Republicans want to have their own black man.
Yes.
You know, and they're going like, well, we have one too. And he does wonderful speeches. Go on, Herman. See, yes, we have one.
Wow.
And he too has wonderful speeches. So Herman Cain, now you know, those of you who know, I know that I'm not a Democrat, I'm an independent now. That's important for you to understand because I indict the whole system. But let me tell you, the part that first got me going against Herman Cain was when he said on TV, he said, well, I would never appoint a Muslim judge. And I said, so you're a religious bigot and proud of it.
Yeah.
I said, so you want only Christian judges? Heaven knows Christian judges have always been fair.
That little sarcasm.
Okay,
Squeaking
but that's
through.
what he said. He said that on an interview. He said he would never. I played it back. I said, okay, now you said this. Who are you appealing to?
Reasoning?
He said that because they are a security threat.
Really?
Because of 9/11,
Yeah,
that'll
he
be
said
to be
that.
real America. We should have
Yeah.
American judges, and You know, it kind of reminded me of the '60s because you can replace American with white, and it really took you back. We need to have white judges take charge of white people problems. But he said American, so I just sat there and said, "Wow, look how far we've come. The oppressed become the oppressor." Well, as it turns out. Whenever you become a political candidate, what happens?
Yeah.
People scrutinize your past.
Yes, they
That's
do.
why I know you have decided not to run. And I, too, have decided not to run. If you saw some of my old girlfriends, Peaches, Candy, Snooky, none of them.
Snooky.
They'll never, can't
no.
have them. Can't have them. When they have those stripper names, you can't.
Oh, my God.
But I just want you to know, because of him, they went into his past. And it turns out, you guys, that there were 2 sexual harassment claims made against him and that they were paid off. Now, he's acting like at first he didn't remember. Now, how many of you...
I know.
When did that happen?
It's easy. It's called deny.
Yeah, how many of you... This was in the 1990s. How many of you forget your sexual harassment suits?
Oh.
Well,
man.
maybe he just didn't remember. It was the 90s. It was a whole different decade.
Brain is the second thing to go. That may be true.
I mean, maybe
But-
just,
I was sued for. I had a palimony suit where I was accused of being the father of a child. I remember everything about it. Every little thing. I can damn near tell you what she had on at the damn court hearing. I got a mental picture.
Yeah.
I still have a picture in my mind of when they were drawing that blood from me, of her holding the baby going.
wow.
And I just like, that's right. One side of the room, a bunch of pissed off men. But the other side, women with children. So we've been through this kinds of stuff. So, but he said he can't remember his. So I just bring it up because I don't know about you all. Everything about my accusatory situations, I can remember. So, but he says he can't remember. So he's been jumping around. The thing that I want to raise, first of all, what do you guys think about him as a candidate? And what does this mean?
Ladies first. Co-host first. Actually, I should just default to Suzette as our lead host.
How?
Oh,
Wait.
that was very...
Because she's a lead on politics. She produced it. Suzette produced this segment.
That's right.
She did.
No, but honestly, from what you know, say, Suzette, pretend like you don't know that much about him. Have you been impacted by the Cain masquerade? Because it seems like that's what's coming around.
To be honest, I only heard of him just like maybe last week.
That's all right.
That's good. That's very
That's
good.
all right. Now, how was your impression? Favorable?
I don't know enough about him to speak.
There you go.
about
He
it.
reminded me of some of my relatives, so I kind of had a favorable. See, this is what happens when you get black
Wait,
folks,
he
like
reminds
old
you
black
of your
folks.
relatives.
Everybody got black folks in their family. Be like, you do not share a political opinion with them. You do not even share.
Right.
You know that you don't even want to talk about politics around them.
No.
Because they be, child, I tell you, when the white man first came. So I'm just saying, many of us have relatives in rural communities.
Right.
And they have a certain flavor.
Right.
And Herman Cain brings back some of the down, they try to come off so down home,
Right.
down and friendly, down to earth, all about the church and Jesus. I'm just saying that he comes off like that. So I really responded positively to him. To tell you the truth, I actually see, personally, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, I think a lot of the sexual harassment claims are, the conspiracy to me is that they're getting people out of the way
Right.
as it relates to Obama.
Yeah.
In other words, I said the money's already gone with Obama.
Right.
He's going to raise record monies.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
bet you, no
Done.
offense, that ain't from your $50 donations.
No, it's not coming from
when
that.
you raise record, he's out to raise $1 billion
Right.
for his reelection campaign. You don't raise that kind of money without
Right.
big money people donating to you. So where's all the money behind Obama? Where is the money not with the Republican candidate?
That's correct.
Herman Cain gets smeared, right?
Yeah.
It may be true, it may not be true. I'm
Right.
just saying, ain't it amazing? And this happened with Clinton too. How the Republican candidates seem to implode and self-destruct in public.
Yeah.
So far, the president doesn't have to do a whole lot to win, right?
That's
He's
correct.
running right now against nothing.
Right.
He's actually running against nothing.
That's
Where
true.
is a candidate? There is no candidate.
Not
if
at
you
all.
can't beat this, I can run against them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There is no Republican candidate.
Well, yeah, let me,
And is that by design?
I'm going to say, because I don't, like I said, I don't know politics. All I know is this. I think whether it's the Republican Party or not, I think just the average voter is looking for something different and not necessarily the overall intelligence of the leader to be that they're supporting. So if you're looking at Mitt Romney and you're looking at the other candidates, I said, isn't it refreshing to have a different story, even if it does have some controversy in it? What the indictment to me is like, Palin had so much wrapped around her that people actually loved, but she had a stronger following for some strange reason. So is that an indictment on her failure or the public who gets behind her in the Republican base? I said Cain to me is a walking story of interest that people have.
It shows you what
and
people
that's
like.
just how we
Right.
are. I'm not looking at him as my political candidate. I'm going, he mobilizes a front of people who are interested in something that he may fail at.
Right.
And I think that's the part I expect.
They want something. I agree. They want something different. So if you come out being something different, people tend to go at with you, and then you turn out not to be anything different.
Right.
I still am waiting for the change. The change we can believe in.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh,
all right.
man.
Mario, I'm going to help you out on
change.
this one.
Still waiting on the change.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Wow.
Mario, you will be better off. You'll be better off waiting to see if the Mayan civilization returns. Okay.
It sure looked the same to me. I said, everybody, wow. It really looks like a black man who gives wonderful speeches, but the exact same stuff is going on.
Well, aren't they pulling soldiers out of Iraq?
Go ahead, girl. Go, you, Strong J.
And that's what he said. That's what they said. That was the president's spin. Of course, as we get closer to the election, that's what he said. The part they didn't talk about was that they were asked to leave. They wanted them out. And they couldn't come to an agreement about them staying.
I'm giving you so much good credit there. You brought the other side of the argument.
5.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
You brought the other side of the argument.
I told you she produced a segment. She's just trying to. She did. She's all political. She's radical. She's one of them.
She brought. You know. Hey, look.
Well, I have the ability to see both sides.
You know something.
I'm a Libra. Things have to be fair.
Oh,
they just
there
confused.
You go. There we go.
One of them confused ass Libras. You know how they are. They can't. Well, yes or no. Yes or no. Maybe not. Sleep in your stomach. Okay, I'll think about it.
So wait a minute. Let me ask you this. You know that's so. Well, you keep your head bowed for a second. Don't worry about it. You look so cute. I'll say this. They always say. You can sit back and laugh. Yeah, that's wrong. He has 2 stripes on his belt, whether it happened one way or another. He has Bin Laden, and he's got Gaddafi.
Oh, yeah.
So you have. Yeah. And let me tell you something. Let me say this before you go there. The biggest knock on him coming into the election is that he will be soft on global politics, and he's turned out to have a better result, even though it's not necessarily what Mario's going to say. But I said at the end of the day. You just remember Richard Nixon and Vietnam, Lyndon B. Johnson, Vietnam. You remember the things that happened under his watch. Under his watch, you can't hit him on global politics.
Listen, you guys. Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
How come everybody who used to work for the U.S. always gets killed before they get a chance to be tried? See, they couldn't bring Gaddafi to trial because if you had tried Gaddafi, he would have talked about what his deal was with the U.S.
Let me tell you something.
That's why he had to die. He had to die in the desert.
We have been the leading...
Osama bin Laden.
We are the most powerful...
we ain't going to try none of them.
Country in the U.S. Now, wait a minute, Mark, watch this. So, are you saying that the overtness of the rules that... Wait, let me finish. The overtness of the rules that we take advantage of just started with Obama?
Oh, no. I think the U.S. has a policy of executing people. Has done it and publicly denies it.
Right.
We have always executed people.
Right.
Foreign and here.
There you go.
We kill people all the time and act like we don't.
Right.
That's part of the conspiracy.
Right.
I told you Saddam Hussein was never going to be allowed to be on trial.
True.
Because they can't let him sit up on the stand and tell you about his deal with the U.S. They call that a security breach.
Right.
When you find out how we employed all these dirty bastards to work for us.
Right.
Gaddafi was allowing the U.S. to bring people, snatch people off the streets of other countries, bring them to Libya,
there you go.
Where we had one of our facilities where we did our torture.
Right.
That was one of, so as much as you hate Gaddafi, he was letting the U.S. do all their dirt in his country.
Right.
That's also why the U.S. didn't want to support the rebels. One of the rebel leaders, we are already known for having grabbed him and tortured him.
Right.
I'm sure he doesn't like the U.S. So a lot of these rebels, when they lead their rebel, that don't mean they like you.
There you go.
That don't mean they like the U.S.
Right.
And because we've been pissing on them for 20 years.
Right.
People in your intelligence world know that they don't like the U.S. Know why.
Why? Now, let me say this. Watch this. Let me give you an idea of the global, to me, the impact in the story, because nothing was as atrocious and heinous in the recent, say, 100 years as it relates to what happened with the Jews in Germany. And when they went to with the trials, what was called the
Nuremberg
trials. What was that? The quote that may have been somewhat exacerbated, but they said,
I was only following orders.
Right. And the other part, that even if they're convicted, they will be the appeal will come and they'll be released. And
Of
set
course,
free.
a bunch of the Nazis were brought to the CIA because they had intelligence against the Soviets.
Right.
So that's part of the whole CIA
It goes back.
Nazi connection, because when they captured those Germans who had all that intelligence
Right.
against the Soviet Union,
Yep.
they brought a bunch of them folks here
There you go.
and gave them different names.
Right.
Okay.
The Hindenburg,
Go on, take a look.
the trials got me so much in the part where they said, "Look at this." To a certainty, they said
The Nuremberg.
The Nuremberg. I always say Hindenburg. I'm thinking blimp. What got me on that is they said, to a fact, you have to prove this. So what they did, what we call, let's just appease the public. You're guilty, but they'll get off because then they'll take the law to the next level. Which law? The law that governs what we want. The end result is that there was really nobody punished for this. Really.
Well, that's what we talk about. When you have these things occur and no one is ever punished.
Right.
When you have things like the My Lai massacre, where the U.S. had a division of soldiers that went into a Vietnamese village and massacred women and children.
Yeah.
And they only held one person accountable, and William Calley, who was later pardoned.
Yep.
Okay, like we don't kill people.
No.
When they bombed
Absolutely.
Baghdad that night, when they were raining bombs on Saddam's Baghdad, I said Saddam's in a bunker drinking champagne, good scotch,
True.
egg rolls. True. I said, you know who's up on the surface?
Yep.
The people who are expendable.
Yes.
That's women, children, and they're
civilians.
catching hell
Yep.
up there at ground zero.
Right.
Okay, running around. You think the soldiers are up there running around?
Right.
Oh, no, they're in bunkers.
So
Who dies?
Right.
Women and children.
Innocent children.
That's who always is the casualty of war.
Well-
when the U.S. knocked out the water supply in Iraq for all that
that
time,
affected their own people.
how many, their estimates were over 120, 150,000 children died just from they shitted themselves to death.
That's right.
Because we destroyed the water treatment plants.
Well, think about this, Mario, too.
Okay.
To add to it. Think
That's
about
what we
it.
did.
Your country is, your leadership is basically going to war, and what they're saying is we're going to hide amongst you all.
Right.
That means we're going to put you on the front
Right.
lines, and you're not part of the military. That means we're putting you there first before they're held accountable for attacking you.
See, remember, you guys, when we put an embargo against a country, understand, you ever think how that's supposed to work? When you put an embargo against a country, the idea is you make it so unbearable for the people that they rise up and revolt against the government.
That's right.
But who did you just punish?
The people.
The people. So when you embargo and they can't get sugar, food, petrol, all those things like you did to Cuba, who are you punishing? The Cuban people. You think the aristocrats and the leadership, the government don't have those things? They damn sure do.
Royalty lives on.
Right. So that whole principle, when you hear that discussed by the people in your powers that be, and they talk about using these kinds of things, they talk about punishing the people to make the people so uncomfortable that they rise up and rebel. I've always had issues with that.
Oh, I agree. And we've asked all over and over again. The idea that the Cuban people are having to suffer through something where most of these people, the leaders, except the grand old Puba, has moved on. And I said, why are we having this embargo? Why are we trying to punish them? What is the value?
That's what I'm saying. They never punish the leader. I tell everybody, do you think the leaders are not watching CNN on a big ass widescreen while people bring them food and drink?
Yes.
All damn day.
Yeah.
That's in the most corrupt countries, right? You can find that all throughout Africa, where you have all this corruption too.
Yep.
So what's happening? So when you do these things, who do you hurt? The little people. Always the little people.
You're served up first.
Yes, Lord.
Just to serve the master.
Well, we got distracted, but I got to get back to this piece from PMC because he did a whole commentary about Herman Cain. I got Suzette all fucked up. Suzette's all fucked up. She's like, we raise the children, the people, the little.
Wait.
Suzette, we ended. I'm done with all that. I'm done now. I'm done. It's over. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I got a
Suzette
trivia.
was like, wow, Mario, I never thought about that. Geez, all the little.
Wait a minute. Suzette, let me ask you, what do you feel more impacted by? The story that we were leading with Kim Kardashian or the conspiracy of governments over its people? Which one's more
I just
impactful?
don't want to be getting death threats. I'm here today. I don't want to be.
They
getting
never
on Twitter.
threaten the pretty girls.
Hey,
They never threaten the-
Like, I was just
She's
kidding,
trying to
man.
protect herself.
They be threatening us.
Yeah, I see why you're wearing your army green vest.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like you got
That's a good one.
grenades hanging off of it.
That's what you get old. Lack of sex makes you brave.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we
Yeah.
go. You know what?
That's what fighting does. Come on.
You know what?
That's why I'm brave now. Get crazy too.
Well, I believe that was long.
Suzette says, okay, now I understand.
Yeah, I'll think about next week. I'm not. Man, let me think
I'll
about.
be here
I'll
next
be off.
Tuesday.
Oh, you.
I told you that.
Oh, look at that.
See, okay.
I'm good.
Now I will tell you, and remember for next week, we got some wonderful stories. We got we have a story next week when you come in about the fact that less than 1% of the visitors to national parks are black.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Some amazing
That's
thing.
big.
Isn't that funny, you guys? So we're going to be talking about that next week. That fact that less than 1% of visitors to Yellowstone, Yosemite, and there's a whole issue with this because now it's now being attached to their funding.
Yes.
And if they don't start getting some minorities and some blacks, some Latinos that come to the parks, they're going to face some funding issues.
Yes, they are.
So this is going on. So we're going to talk about that next week.
But do black people like go camping and all that?
Yeah, in the front yard.
Just like black women swim.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't never seen a black woman in the pool.
No, that's cold. He's wrong. He's wrong.
They don't mess up their hair. They're not gonna mess up their hair.
Here we go again.
They stand around the pool. Unless they have braids.
See?
Only the black women
Watch
with
this.
braids get in the pool.
Ask Martin when's the last time he's been to a pool party.
Exactly.
Just the other day,
He's lying.
I was at the Playboy Mansion in the Grotto.
What, on Halloween night?
That's right.
He's lying. He's lying. He's lying.
So that anyway, you guys, that's a story for next week, and also another story for next week is the black face behind Elmo. People don't know that the Sesame Street character, the Muppet Elmo, was actually created by a protege of Jim Henson,
right?
A black man who took the character, was supposed to be a young monster, and turned him into Elmo.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the black face next week behind Elmo.
Wait,
See, that's so. See, now why is she gonna laugh at me? See, it's like it's like when your woman says, you know how you do something nice to your woman, you know how that piss you off. You do something nice to your woman, she goes, "Okay, what's up? What's up?
That
what's
wasn't
up?
it.
Come
Wait,
on."
no, she's
Suzette,
up there
Suzette
going
was
like,
not believing me.
wait a minute. I can tell you what the question was, Mario. It was this. It was who?
Elmo the Muppet. You know Elmo the pink Muppet? He's the same color as them nails.
It's not pink. I thought it was red or something.
Okay, I'm colorblind.
Everybody knows who Elmo.
Well, I'm just saying, y'all didn't know it was a black man behind it. You know now, damn
I was
it.
just wondering why you had pulled that. I was just like,
I was trying to have some stories that was like Elmo. I got good ones like that. Elmo, black folks not going to the park.
It was an ethnic
I bet
trivia story that maybe people didn't know.
I want to ask the chat room, by the way, has any of these folks ever been to a national park?
Yeah.
Have they ever? Mac,
Have you guys
PMC,
been to
Norman,
a
y'all
national
ever been to
park?
Yosemite?
I go to Lamert
I've been
Park.
to Yosemite.
I go to Lamert Park all the time.
National park.
This is a national park. It's
Less than
national
1% of visitors. Norman says no. You know, they hunt Negroes up in the park. PMC says no. So it's two no's. They know we scared. Black folks, we hear what happens. You go to the damn wilderness with white folks.
I just think black people.
Mac said he's been to the wilderness. He's been to the park.
What did you
But
say?
Norman said he still ain't going.
Wait, what did you
And
say?
people come up missing.
I think black people on the West Coast go camping, but I'm from the Midwest. I don't know anyone back home that does that.
Why not?
Wait.
Scared, huh?
No.
Scared,
No,
aren't
I
you?
know what they having. Retro. They thinking you used to be out in
Okay.
the woods. What would happen?
I tell you what, they ain't the little fine-ass cuties running around out in the woods. I tell you that for sure.
No. Oh, no.
The ones that are pregnant now.
Wait, Mario.
Not you, I'm just saying. You can't run around. You can't let little cuties run around wild.
Well, I got something.
In the bush.
That woman be running around.
Because that's the you run around, that's what happens.
Well, Suzette, let me ask you this. If my brother, you just met and he's going like, oh man, I could take you places, do things with you.
Oh,
How
yeah.
would you think your friends or female friends will feel about, he said our first or second date was he wanted to take me camping and out near a national park. How would they appreciate that?
Girl, Girl, I'm going to have it. Get your GPS. I'm going to tell him. We'll be following you, Roger, on the GPS.
Okay,
Let me go ahead.
I would go for a day, but like an overnight, no. Like, that was someone I didn't
All I know is I last saw Suzette back on the trail. She was out there on the trail.
I go hiking a lot.
Wait a minute.
Oh, see?
Wait a minute. She said,
Where do you go hiking?
Wait a minute. Watch this. Let me just say this. Wait.
Yes.
She used what they call the cutoff of overnight, which is just another way of the sun moved away.
Girl.
Why is it important that you don't stay overnight?
Well, I don't spend the night with people I don't know.
Well, wonder if
But you
know
go
them.
hiking with
What if
them?
you get to know them and they are now somebody
That's right,
really
Suzette.
acquainted, and they said, "Now let's go to the woods."
Did you see Saw? Did you get Saw? I saw all the movies. Saw.
Let me just say this. I am more of like a resort girl. I'm not really like I.
Oh, no
I've never
shit.
gone-
You're a resort girl. What the hell? Yeah, we ain't gonna get back to politics.
Wait a minute.
PMC said I'm still trying to wait for my video.
No, I know what she's saying.
No,
She's
no.
saying this. Put me on a cruise ship, baby.
I mean,
what-
just a hotel. Just like.
So you go hiking without a gun. See, I'm such an urban person, I can't imagine hiking without a 38 in my back pocket. I had one of them little posters right here in the small of my back. Yeah, sneak up on my ass. Be you porcupine or whatever, somebody getting shot.
But you know what? I really want to. Okay, she has a good point on something. She said, I'm not. And I love this because I asked somebody this question the other day. I said, what would you want or like? And the first thing that came out of this girl's mouth was, I don't want and I don't like. I said, I didn't ask you that. So I'm going to try and watch this as that. Why is it that you just say overnight, even if I know you well, in the woods, even if you're not that type of woman, what is it that's the number one concern or you're not interested in? Being in the woods.
Just sleeping outside.
What's wrong with
cold and,
What if he warmed you up?
Bugs and
One of the bugs, he puts a fence around the camping site.
a fence. I mean, you're still outside in the dirt.
I'm just saying, the girl don't go. Girl don't go.
Wouldn't go.
I'm telling them. I only go if Mario asks you.
If I go on vacation,
If I ask you to
if I
camp,
go
it's
back
cool.
to Jamaica, where I'm from,
Right.
I'm not sleeping on the beach. I'm in the house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, don't. That's another place. And lately, Aruba. And yesterday, did anybody ask you to go to Aruba? Look at them funny.
Real funny.
Hey, honey, let's go to Aruba.
I love it. I love it.
everybody asks you to go. Anywhere
Everybody going to
these
Aruba,
days.
come up missing.
Well, the part I like about what's happening here, I think we've really got educated by a lot of stories because it's true. Cities are, moving out into territories where they're going into the animal kingdom. And so the animals are close by. So really, you just don't like that. Is it more the dirt or the unknown factor of bugs, animals, and wildlife? What is it?
It's all of that. Like, I go hiking. Like, last time I was hiking up at Brand Park, this guy's like, did you see the cougar at the end of the hill? And I'm like, no, dude, I didn't see that. Are you
And
telling
they
me
jump
that's
on the
one
little
year?
people first.
And that was like at 10 in the morning. So, at night.
So you went back?
You don't go hiking at Runyon at night because
Well, why? The cougar's hungry daytime too. Even though they tend to hunt more at night.
I wouldn't be out.
I know what you're saying.
Would you be out there now? See, I wouldn't be out there at all after
You
that.
guys ever see that video of that dude that was like so good with the bears?
Oh,
He got
yes.
all ate up.
Yeah.
Black people, we don't do that. When did you hear, some black people got ate up by a bear? We're not the bear whisperer. We're not out
We're not out there in the
Remember
woods.
That one dude, that Australian dude, he had that show, he was super popular.
Yeah.
He got ate up. I mean, black people, we don't do that. And I'm from the islands and we don't do that.
I think,
You know
Mario,
what I mean?
I think I know what she's saying.
She's saying black folks don't do that. I think I know too.
She's saying this.
Are you going to be like, oh, I'm really
Girl,
good
I'm
with
all in the
bears?
outdoor. Can't you tell by my dress? I'm Grizzly Adams. I've been known. I know how to live on the street. I do. I know how to live on the street. I can take a woman like you into the wilderness and just live off you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Are you from California?
Yeah.
Huh?
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I was born in Florida.
Yeah.
Forgive me. Some of us do get out.
You're wrong.
All right, you guys. I got to show this because it's the day.
Yeah.
And you guys cut me off. Suzette distracted me with all her womanly conversation. We tried to understand about Herman Cain.
I'd rather be
He knows
distracted.
he's named after
I'd rather be
Cain.
distracted.
Herman Cain.
Right.
Cocaine.
Oh, here
the
we go.
long cane.
Here we
Bamboo
go.
cane.
Here we
There's
go.
all these references. Why his name Cain? Why, why could his name be like Tomlinson?
Oh, see.
But no, it's Cain.
All right. Here we go.
Hey, nice background.
Dick and Mario, I'm going to offer some commentary about Herman Cain. I'm going to make a prediction. You can mark this date down. I don't pretend to know everything, but I would say based upon this sexual allegation scandal that's floating around Herman Cain, I say Herman Cain is toast. His campaign rep came out on Geraldo Rivera's show on Fox and would not answer a yes or no question as to whether or not there were allegations made. Geraldo asked him 3 or 4 times, and the man would not say yes or no whether there were payments made, whether there were allegations.
It's the truth.
That was a stumble right there. And Geraldo tried to throw him some rope to save him, saying, if you don't answer this question, it's going to break really bad in the news the next day. And sure enough, it did. Cain started out the morning by pretending he didn't know anything about it. He was not aware of anything. They began to spin it all day long, and it just got progressively worse to the point where Cain, in the evening on Greta Van Susteren, was stumbling again, he was basically lying. He was trying to say that he was not aware of any payments made out.
I know.
If there were payments made out to any women
You only put the head in.
while he was
What
CEO
was
of the
the amount
restaurant
of the
organization,
We don't
he
know.
was not aware of it. And his comment was, you have to talk to the people from the restaurant association. Well,
It's
he's
all
the
bad.
CEO. If the board decided to make a payout to these women to make it go away because of him being the CEO, you mean to tell me that he didn't know about it? It doesn't make any sense. He's still trying to maintain that he did not sexually harass. or
He's a
abuse
black man now,
anybody.
y'all. He's a black man, y'all.
Everybody knows that
Are we supposed to not attack him?
if you really didn't do anything, and it's not going to break bad for your organization or your company, there's no need to make a payout. There was a payout made to 2 women, and there's a non-disclosure clause, which means we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, we're going to shut it down, and pray it goes away, and nobody brings it up anymore.
Now, he can waive that
Herman Cain
non-disclosure.
had to know this was going to
You can
come
waive
back
it.
and bite him in the ass.
Oh, he can?
Yeah, you can just say, oh, it's
later
okay for you to
on
talk. I
down
give
the
you
road.
permission.
He didn't. He's
Well, I
dumber
think
than we think he is.
it's just, he's done already.
I just think
They didn't know that about
he's
him?
playing us for a fool. I personally think he's done behind this. He might as well just step
What?
off the campaign trail and call it a
Like the
day.
Republicans.
I
they
don't
didn't
think he
know
had
this
any
already?
intentions of being president
Republicans
anyway.
don't want
I
him
think
to
he's
be a
just
candidate.
using this money to go
Oh,
around
it's
and
all
make
a
speeches,
conspiracy.
collect donations, and sell his book. He knows he's not going to be president.
Well, that's exactly right.
And this is just his way of crashing and burning. I think.
Suzette was saying
This
the same
bound
kind
to
of thing.
happen. I think he had to know this was going to happen.
Suzette said, didn't they know? I said, he's not a Republican
The other thing
candidate.
that's interesting
Republicans
here
don't
is
want him. Remember that.
This story was probably floated by a Republican operative who wants him off the
See, the Republicans don't want
off
the
of
Tea
the,
Party people.
presidential
I highly
campaign
doubt they want him black.
because he was one of the front runners.
See,
so
and
somebody's
they-
trying to knock him off the block. This
That's right.
didn't come from the Democrats. Somebody's trying to knock him off the
That's
block.
I'm with
Get him out the
PMC
way.
on this. Totally.
Whether it be Romney's people or not, we don't know that, but this didn't come from the Democrats.
No, Herman
And like I
Cain
said,
is
Herman Cain
sabotaged
knew this
by
was gonna
Republicans.
You can forget all your dreams for black people that, or anybody that thought maybe we were going to have a thriller in Manila with Herman Cain going up against Barack Obama. That ain't going to happen. Forget that dream.
He said
Mark
you
my
forget all
word.
your dreams.
Herman Cain is toast. Herman Cain is burnt toast. See your brother, you gotta go.
All right, everybody. PMC from Pittsburgh. Yeah, I agree. Remember what I told you. It makes no difference what side you're on. It's how you deal with the money. I told you that if you go look at the budgets in the past, that the Republicans and the Democrats actually usually agree on approximately 90% of budget items. So all that budget debate that you see going on all the time is about 10% of the budget. That's why there is no real debate. It's a pony show for you. It's dog and pony show. Herman Cain came in talking about changing your tax system, right? Mm-hmm. All your existing politicians mouth that and don't want anything changed. The system works. They have plenty of money. They don't want to change it. So when the Republican candidate actually comes in talking about changing the money, he will be sacrificed. Mm-hmm. I told you guys, 2010, Barack Obama, $669 billion. You can Google it yourself. U.S. spending, 2010 Google. $669 billion. The nearest country, China, $114 billion. The U.S. outspends all the other countries combined when it comes to spending money on war, on military. Why do you think it goes the way it does? All right, you guys.
Well, I'll say, and just to add to that, everybody knows, imagine sitting in the room, and I always have this doctrine of they're never that dumb. And I imagine Cain sitting in a room, going on a tour. Everybody's talking about it. He says, what's the worst can happen? You make a lot of money. And then all of a sudden a spike hits. And somebody says, the people are kind of listening to you like a politician. He says, well, even if I bow out, even if I have drama attached to me, I win because it's all about the money, right? So if it's all about the money, I don't worry about saying you guys have been failed in the public side. I believe he turns around and says, I can write a wonderful book on how I failed and succeeded at doing it. I look at it a different way.
It certainly did. He certainly did. And money was still made. That's why I tell you, don't donate to political campaigns. Take your kids to a movie.
Which movie?
The Thing. The Thing.
Did you see that?
No, I want to see that. The Thing. I want to see that. It's a prequel. Ladies and gentlemen, despite Suzette Tomlinson, this has been the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Don't let beauty dissuade you. It's fucked up out there in the world. I know looking at her makes you feel better, but don't give in. Be mad.